Have your parents ever reminded you to pray? Or maybe you've heard from a friend talk about prayer before? No matter what you believe in, or even if you believe at all, today I'll be sharing with all of you that there's no harm in daily prayer, especially during these pandemic times, to receive divine guidance. The definition of prayer is a solemn request of help or an expression of gratitude to a higher power or to God. As Jason D'Ambrosio shared, if you haven't prayed in a while, start as if you hadn't talked to someone in a long time and decided to give them a phone call. There's been a time in my life where I felt my prayers weren't really prayers, or I was putting off my prayers. I thought that I could handle everything on my own, that I was in control of everything and everything could go my way. That was until I realized that life doesn't work like that I can't go about this life on my own. And I need the help and the guidance and the peace that I get through daily prayer. There are 3 reasons as to why we should pray daily. Those include prayer aiding us mentally, spiritually, and physically. Let's begin with prayer aiding us mentally. An associate professor of psychology at the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota shared that prayer reduces feelings of isolation, fear, and anxiety. It is distracting the mind so it's not going down those useless holes of worry. It can give us influence and control over things that may not ultimately be controllable. Yes, it is important to receive help with medication or therapy if needed so, psychologically. However, prayer can also help us have more of a better outlook on life, to keep optimism, to know that we don't have to handle everything on our own. And yes, there are going to be hard times. Yet we can overcome those hard times and find the positivity that we all so desperately need, psychologically and mentally, through the help of daily prayer. In one study, research participants with varying levels of religiosity completed cognitive tasks to assess attention. In this research, these participants were asked to think about one concern in their lives. And then they were asked to complete these cognitive tasks. One group was asked to spend 10 minutes praying about this concern. The second group was asked to spend 10 minutes thinking about this concern. And the third group was asked to work on a puzzle for 10 minutes. It was found that those praying improved in their cognitive performance. And there was little differences found at all between the less religious groups who were not praying. That prayer frees up our cognitive resources and helping us focus on mental tasks that lie before us, and reducing the extent that we're affected by negative emotions. Now, it is important psychologically and mentally to pray daily. Also, prayer can have a huge impact on us spiritually through our daily efforts. The definition of spiritual is relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to the physical body and material needs. Spiritual wellness acknowledges our search for a deeper meaning in life. We can feel more connected to not only a higher being or power or God, but we also feel more connected to others around us. We start to trust and open up and develop those needful attributes in relationships. We have clarity in making everyday choices based off of our values and beliefs. I know for me, when I pray, I'm reminded that there's more than just my physical needs, that there's more than just my materialistic items, that I have inner needs in my soul that need to be addressed. I'm sure we've all heard about meditation and pondering. We'll consider prayer being another way of actually meditating and pondering, because we all have our inner needs that need to be addressed. We all have our souls as well. We have a greater purpose than what the eye can see. And if you never communicate to someone, how can you fully know them or understand? If you never set the time to pray, how will you even know what it's like? How will you even know more of this higher being or God that you believe in, or at least want to believe in. Maybe you're just curious and want to actually try what prayer can do for you spiritually, for your needs of your soul and your spirit. I encourage you all to pray to receive that spiritual strength. And now I will be talking about the third reason as to why we should pray daily. And that is very crucial for our physical health as well. When taking the time to pray and ponder as we're praying and meditating while we're praying, not only are we freeing up that good feeling in our mind that we can have optimism and hope, but when we feel a greater outlook on life, our physical symptoms are likely to follow. They will follow. Patients from a San Francisco General Medical Center were randomly divided into placebo and test groups. Patients in the test group were prayed by Christians, and the patients in the placebo group weren't prayed for at all. There were no statistical differences between these two groups before the prayers were initiated. The results demonstrated that patients prayed for suffered less congestive heart failure, required less antibiotic therapy, had fewer cardiac arrests, and were less intubated and ventilated. Prayer can help bring us strength, even to endure through hard times and afflictions that can be addressed or to do with our physical needs in our bodies. I remember there have been times in my life where I didn't get enough sleep the night before. I felt physically that I couldn't get up through my day and complete the tasks that were needed for me to do. That was until I prayed, and I prayed for strength to get through the day. I prayed for the strength to be able to know that I could get through it and to have help to get through all the tasks that needed to be done. It was by doing so that I received more optimism that I could get through the day, but I was also able to find the strength to do so. And that has helped me greatly also understand more of my physical needs and how I can handle them. Researchers have also found that people assigned to pray for 4 weeks drank half as much alcohol as participants in a control condition who were not directed to pray. Similarly, researchers observed that a person's prayer at an earlier date predicted a reduction in alcohol consumption at a later date. As we pray, we can help be more in tune into our physical needs. We can find more strength to get through hard times, even if you are going through a rough spot physically in your life. Because you know that there's a higher power or being out there, or you believe in that, and you believe in that or God, that you can find the strength to keep pushing through and receive the help that you need, or even just the peace to get through some hard physical times. In today's world, we all need to pray daily. As a quote says in our front room wall, 7 days without prayer makes 1 week. That is absolutely true. We all need to pray as it helps and aids us and impacts us mentally, spiritually, and physically. I would encourage you all to start praying daily. If you have already been doing so, to continue to do so. And if you haven't, I would encourage you to start. Start today. Start giving it a try. I would invite all of you to start a prayer after ending this video. As I count down from 3, I would invite you all to take a few minutes, maybe even in your head, to start a prayer. 3, 2, 1.